Okay, so last week we had the summarize of this thing, as I remember. So we are going to continue from that point onwards. So I think we don't need the explanation regarding this lot of variations, and we have done this activity, right? Can anyone confirm? I think we have done this activity like once after we were talking about the functions. We did, right? Yes, we did. Okay. And then we talk about the formattings. So we don't need to go through the formatting parts, right? Because those are some general stuff and you can just remember those things by the practicals that we have done. So then the next part is about the relative and absolute cell reference. So now actually we have to have that short note regarding the relative cell reference, which we have discussed last week, right? So once after we done that, then we have done the noting part. So have the subheading called relative cell reference, right? Yeah, like this. Relative cell reference. Write it down. So today after this, I'm going to show you how the absolute cell reference work. Then we'll move to some questions for us to do, right? And people, and regarding today's work, we are going to determine, or we are going to decide whether we are going to have an exam on next week or week after, right? So I hope you people are like start rehearsing the things, right? So
can I have a bubble mixture?
We are going to have the bubble mixture after the class also, right?
No.
Right. So like they are going to be a exam definitely by next week or week after, right? So that will be the end point, right? So please get prepared for those things, right? I'll tell you how the things are going to happen. But for the moment, it's better you prepare for that, right? So have the subheading relative cell reference. And please copy this sentence. And then we'll arrange our short note. Okay, are we done? All right. Is there anyone still writing this? Okay, hurry up, people.
that hamster.
You don't have a hamster, so.
Please, I wanted that.
Okay, people, are we done?
I do. Are we done?
Right, so we are going to move forward. I'm going to give you a short note.
But I wanted that bubble mixture.
Susu, I'll give you a bubble mixture once I have it done, right?
Are you done now?
Okay, so below this, you have to draw this matrix, people, right? So this matrix is going to be like this, right? I'll draw it for you so you can fill it up with me.
I'll give it on my back. No, I want it. No. I want to stay.
You can
No.
use the rules on your book to do this, right? So okay, let me check according to my plan. Yes, yeah, I think I need another rule. Hold on. Okay, so it's better you use a different color to do this. Like you can use your blue pen to write this formula over here. So I'm going to write equals E10 plus H5, right? E10 plus H5. So I'm going to copy this formula. This is the relative copy to this cell. And then I'm going to copy it to this cell as well as to the right, which is at its left. And I'm going to copy 2 cells at its right. And I'm going to copy it 4 cells at its down. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. People, just a second. Don't copy this down. Let's start it from here. Equals E10 plus H5. As I told you, I'm going to copy it right over here. I'm going to copy it right over here and somewhere here, as well as somewhere here, right? So now what's happened once we relatively copy this? This is going to be E9 plus, I'm sorry, not E9. This is going to be, the letter is going to be changed. So it's going to be D10 plus G5, right? And when I copy it here, this is going to be G10 J5, right? And if I copy it here, it's going to be E1 987 E7 plus 5432 plus H2. And if I copy it over here, it's going to be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 plus 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, H9. Right, so that's how the relatively copying is happened. Right, so I want you to illustrate this on your book. Right, so this is how the things are going to copy when we copy it relatively. Right, and under the arrows you can say copying relatively. All right, people have that. And people, it's better we write this relative reference as well. So it will show both the letters and the numbers are going to change. So let's write it like equal it's going to be F9 plus I4. It is also copying relative. Okay, let me know when you are done. Okay, two are done. How about others? Okay, so is there anyone still writing this? Okay, keep completing. Right. Anyone still writing this? Okay, so I'm moving to the other part. Okay, so now we have to get to know about the absolute cell reference. Now there are situations where we need, like, we don't need, there are situations that we don't need to change the equation as it is done in the relative references, right? There are some situations, right? Some practical situations, right? So like when we are copying, if we always need to refer one particular cell in each and every one of the cells that we are going to copy, so we really don't need to change our formula accordingly, right? We have to like keep it absolutely the same value, right? So like as an example, if I want to illustrate the multiplication table of 2, right? So I'm going to make something like this. So this is the number and this is the multiplication table. Right? So now what I need is, when I put 2 over here, I need to see the multiplication of 2, first 12 multiplication of 2, like 2, 4, 6, 8 kind of things, right? So what we can do is, we can write a formula like this, right? How we can write a formula like this? Hold on. I'll put the multiplications right over here. Right? So this is going to represent, like I'm going to type a value like equals. I'm going to write a formula like A2 multiplied by B2. Now, if I copy this, rest of the things are going to be 0. But I need to take this value, to take this answer, I need to multiply this number always from these cells. Then I will be able to create the value from this. Right? So that means in here, I can change this into A2. So it's going to give me 4. In here, I'm going to change this A4 into A2. So it's going to give me 6. So I'm changing this into A2, going to give me 8, right? So likewise, in every cell, I have to change this A7 into A2, like this A component into A2, because I'm referring always the same place, right? So part of my equation is going to change relatively, but another part is always referring to one particular place. Right? So likewise, I can show you the multiplication of 2. So now if I change this into 3, I can see the multiplication of first 12 multiplication of 3. If I change this to 10, I can see the 10. So I can have any kind of number. If I change this to 25, this is the first 12 multiplication of 25. If I change this into 32, this is the first 12 multiplication of 32. Right? So now, when I'm doing this, you could see that I was changing the formula manually by myself. Like once it is being relatively copied. So let's see how it is relatively copied, how it happens. This was the way this was the form that it shows when it is being relatively copied. It is always relatively changing. In the first cell, it is A2 into B2. Second one, A3 into B3. Third one, A4 into B4, likewise. But what was my requirement? This was my requirement. I need A2 to multiply it with B2, and again A2 to multiply it with B3, A2 to multiply it with B4, likewise. So that is the one which fulfill my requirement. Right? Now, since there is only 12 rows, I can change it manually, right? By copying it and change it manually. But think about if I'm going to edit hundreds of cells like this, it will time consuming. It will be very much time consuming, right? So how we are going to change this behavior? Is there a way that I can absolute this A2 or make it not change in relatively and let the other one change relatively, right? There is a way. Now, people, before I move into that, just tell me the thing that I have done on this Excel sheet. Is that clear for you? The problem and the solution I took. Is it clear? Yes, everyone? මට තිබ්බ ප්‍රශ්නේ ඒකට මම දීපු solution එකයි තේරුණාද? Yeah, okay. But the problem is, now it is not a very good solution that I have did, right? That I have done, because here I have changed it manually, and practically in most of the cases it's not going to be a possible one. And again, if I'm doing these kind of things manually, that will be time consuming in any way, right? It doesn't matter whether it is like having extra 2 minutes of my time or having extra 2 hours of my time. It is something, a waste of time in one way, right? Yeah, Ravindu, do you got a question? Ravindu? All right, okay. I was asking because you have raised your hand. Right, okay. All right, now there is a way, there is a solution for my problem. That is what you call absolute cell reference. So I'm having the same answer on my D column with absolute cell reference, right? So multiplication table with absolute cell reference. Right, so what I can do is now let's analyze the thing that we have done, right? So first we have written A2 into B2. That was my original equation. Later, once it is copied into here, what are the components that got changed? Since we are copying along the column, we know letter is not going to change. And since we are copying downwards the column, we know it's the value that is going to change. Now, I want my B2, or like the row which is with the B, the row number or the row header which is with the B needs to be changed, right? Like you can see it over here. B2, B3, B4, B5. It is necessary to have my answer. What I do not need to change is specifically in this equation is this 2. And මේ දෙක කියන එක කෙනා තමයි මට change වෙන්න ඕනේ නැත. මොකද A කියන එක කෙනා කොහොමත් change වෙන්නේ. Because it is copying on the same column downwards. Right? So what I can do is, it's a very small trick that I need to do. I am going to use the dollar sign. Now, dollar sign is where it is on your on the keypad. Keypad means like the with the numbers of the number 4. Number 4 එකත් එක්ක තමයි dollar sign එක තියෙන්නේ. So I can press the shift and press 4, then it will give me a dollar sign. So I have to put a dollar sign at the left of my component, which is not going to change, or which is not need to change. Right? So trick is simple. What we are going to do is, we are going to put a dollar sign. We are going to put a dollar sign at the left of the component, which does not need to change. Formula එකේ change වෙන්න ඕනේ නැති component එකේ වම් අත පැත්තට dollar sign එකක් දාන්න. Now, if we take a cell reference, cell reference contains 2 components. Components දෙකක් තියෙනවා cell reference එකේ. Letter indicates the column header, number indicates the row header, right? So if we need to keep something statically, or like something absolutely, something which is not going to change manner, what we have to do is, we have to place a dollar sign at the left of that component. In other words, now in this example, I don't need this 2 to get changed. So I put a dollar sign at its left. In case if I do not want this A to change, for some cases, I'm going to put a dollar sign at its left. So it is possible to use dollar signs at the left of each component. හැම component එකේම දකුණු අත පැත්තෙන් dollar එක sign එකක් දාන්න පුළුවන්. නීතියක් නැහැ. number එකට වම් පැත්තෙන් ඩොලර් එක දැම්මම letter එකට දාන්න බෑ. letter එකට දැම්මම ඩොලර් එකට number එකට දාන්න බෑ. There is nothing like that. Your cell reference got two components, so you can use $2 marks separately at the left of each component. හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න, it is the left of the component, right? So wherever a component holds a dollar mark at its left, that particular component is not going to change. Right? Now I'll show you what is happening. So I have modified my formula like this, $2, and if I copy this particular formula using my fill handle, you know how the things are going to get differ. It's like this: 2 become 3, 3 become 4, 4 become 5, likewise. Right? And now I'm going to copy this. Now look closely what is happening. Here I'm copying. See what has happened. In each and every copy, $2 stays as $2. Not a single change happened. But to B2, it is being changed because we haven't set it to not to change. So it is changing relatively. Right? So then what's the secret? If you want to make something absolute or make something not changing, you are going to put a dollar mark at its left. If you put a dollar mark at the left of the number, number is not going to change. If you are going to put a dollar mark at the left of the letter, letter is not going to change. Right? තෙසඳු අපි පොඩි දෙයක් ලියාගත්ත පුතා. මෙන්න මේ ටික, ඒ කියන්නේ in the page number 219 වල මෙන්න මේ ටික ලියාගෙන පොඩි diagram එකක් ඇඳගත්ත පුතා. මෙන්න මේක ඇඳගත්තා. ඔයා එක වීඩියෝ එකකින් චුට්ටක් refer කරලා ඇඳගන්න. ඊට පස්සේ අපි මොකොත් ලිව්වේ නැහැ. right? පිටුවක් විතර වගේ ඊට තියන්නකො. පොඩි පොතක නම් පිටුවක් වගේ ඊට තිබ්බනම් ඇති. right? Okay. People, is that clear about the dollar mark, and with that we can absolute a reference? Yes? Okay, how about others? Yes, others? If you are not getting this, just tell me you are not getting. I'll go through again. And if you have any questions, you can ask. Right, great, great. Now, look at this, look at this. Now I'm going to change, I'm going to change means that I'm going to copy this formula onto my right. That means over here. So it changes like $2 star C2. Yes, Denuka, there is no any limitations. අපිට කැමති තැනක ඩොලර් එක දාන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි ඒක අපේ output එකට ගැලපෙන එකක් වෙන්න ඕනේ. right? ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් අපි නිතරම question එකකට නේ උත්තරයක් ලියන්නේ. ඒකට අහලා තියෙන question එකට අදාළව අපි ඩොලර් මාක් එක දානවා. right? මතක තියාගන්න ඕන දේ වෙනස් කරන්න ඕනේ නැති කෙනාව ගේ වම් පැත්තට අපි ඩොලර් මාක් එක දානවා කියන එක. right? Okay. Right, people. Now, when I'm copying this into this cell, it changes into $2 star C2. And if I want this formula to be changed, if I want the letter A not to change when it is being copied to this particular cell, what is the modification that I need to do? මේ පැත්තට copy කරනකොට A කියන එක්කෙනාව change කරන්න මට ඕනේ නැහැ. What can I do? How can I write the formula? මම මෙතනට copy කරනකොටත් A2 එක A2 විදිහටම එන්න ඕනේ. A එක A විදිහටත් 2 එක 2 විදිහටත් එන්න ඕනේ. දැන් 2 එක change වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද same row එකේනේ. සා 2 එකට ඩොලර් එකකුත් තියෙනවා. But if I need yes Dinaka, that's right. අපිට A එකත් change කරන්න ඕනේ නැත්තම් very good Udamya. We can modify this formula like $A, $2. And always remember dollar sign stays at the left of the unchanging component, right? If I change it like this, if I copy this into my right, so this is how it happens. It comes as $A, $2 into C2, right? So B is changing into C because we haven't said for B to not to change, right? So it is changing, right? Now, when you are having the absolute cell reference, this is a total absolute cell reference regarding the cell address. Total absolute means it says the column header to not to change as well as row header to not to change. So they make a sampurnema cell address ekata absolute cell reference apply karala thiyena, right? So I can absolute things separately if I want. But ඕන නම් letter එක change වෙන්න එපා කියලා විතරක් කියන්න පුළුවන්. Like using the dollar at the left of the letter. එහෙම නැත්නම් මට පුළුවන් number එක row header එක change වෙන්න එපා කියලා කියන්න by placing the dollar at the left of the number. But if I use these two dollar signs at the left of the components, both the components, so it is not going to change if you copy it to any place of the Excel. Then I make a copy karala, right? I metana control C එකක් දීලා copy කරලා. If I copy it to right over here, $A, $2 is not going to change. Just look, see, $A, $2 is not going to change. B2 is changed accordingly, right? So one column has moved to the right side, so B becomes C, and 2 has moved to 6 cells down, so 2 become 8, right? So it doesn't matter to which point that I'm going to paste this, $A, $2 is not going to change. Yes, is that clear, everyone? What is the capability of the dollar? Yeah, can I have the confirmation? Right, okay. All right, how about others? Right, great. Okay, so let me clear this. Now let's do this, right? This is the way I'm going to make sure that these things are in your mind properly. So I'm writing a formula right over here, which says equals $, let's say 7 minus, let's use some other value like $7 minus I'll take in H. $H10. Now this is my formula, right? I'm going to have the background color. I'm sorry. Yeah. So this is the formula that I'm going to copy. Now help me out, right? If I'm going to copy this over here, what it's going to be the value? I'm going to copy this over here on D3. How it's going to be? So be very careful. Don't panic. Yes, yes, yes. Very good. Very good. Pehara, that is correct. Dinelka, that is correct. Senya, that is correct. Denuka, that is correct. Samitu, Puta, $7 is not going to change, Puta. Right? Moka the 7 negative one patte dollar so it's not going to change. Right? So then $7 is going to be $7 minus $H7 is going to be there. Yes, yes. Yes, Saviru, that's correct. Sayuri, that is correct. Ravidu, 10 is going to change, Buddha. Then api rose gana kudate anavane, kudate anakota, 10 is going to change. 10 is going to change. 10 is going to be 7. Udamya, I think you have mixed the cell. I was pointing this particular cell, which is D3. Right? So what is happening? If I copy this into this green color cell, this is the formula that I'm going to receive. Right? So $7 is not going to change. Letter is not going to change anyway because we are copying it along the column, right? So it's the number, only the number is going to change. And again, $7 is not going to change because it has a dollar at the left of the 7. 10 is going to reduce. From here, it's going to be 9. Here, it's going to be 8. And here, it's going to be 7. Right? Okay. I need to know what is the, what should be the formula if I copy it right over here? Yes, to the blue cell, what should be the answer? Sayuri, very good. That should be the answer. Yes, yes, okay. Yeah, Sayuri, that's correct. Ositmi, that's correct. Pehara, that is correct. Dinelka, that is correct. Denuka, Denuka, 10 is not going to change. Denuka, Udamya, that is correct. Denuka api number එක differ වෙන්නේ පුතා row එක වෙනස් වුණොත් නේ. Now here we are like copying on the same row. So 10 is not going to change. Senya, that's correct. That's correct. Yeah, right, okay. So what it's going to be? Ravindu, yes, that is correct. If I copy this over here, this is going to be its value. Equals $7 minus $H10. Right? Okay, and if I copy it right over here. What should be the answer? Onto this cell. I'm sorry. I'll show you the one. Yes, what should be the answer? Yes, Dinelka, that's correct. Udamya, correct. Osanda, correct. Sairi, correct. Very good. Behara, correct. Osipmi, that is correct. Denuka, that is correct. Samitu, that is correct. Very good. Very good. Right? Yeah. So now it's easy. I think you people are getting it. Right? So if I copy it over here, I'm sorry, I have to copy it from here. Yeah, there you go. Right. So yeah. So what happened if I copy it here? Yes, to that. Yes, Osipni, that is correct. Dinelka, that is correct. Osanda, Osanda, 7 is not going to change, Osanda. Dollar sign එකට එක්කන තියෙන පෙහාර, that is correct. Osanda 7 connect වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Udamya, I think you have miscount the numbers. It should be 14, Buddha. Right. Tesandu, that is correct. Sayuri, that is correct. Denuka, that is correct. Senya, that is correct. Samitu, that is correct. Ravindu, yeah, that is correct. Right, good, good, good. Okay. Udamya, yes, that is correct, Dua. All right, now be very careful now. Now tell me what's happened if I copy it right over here. Yes. Do it slowly. Very good, Dinelka. Behara, yes. Yes, Sayuri. Samitu, there is a problem. Bakbalanai, Osipni, that is correct. Tesandu, that is correct, very good. Right, very good, everyone. Udamya, that is correct. Right. So what will happen? I've got K over here. So I'm moving to the next one. Denuka, that is correct. So K should become L because K doesn't have any absolute part. So K will become L. And $7 is not going to change. So $7 will be here. Then minus $H is not going to change at any cost. Because $H, it is absolute, it's not going to change. So $H will be $H always. And the 10 is going to increase 11 and 12. So once we copy this into here, it's going to give you $7 minus $H12. Right? Okay, so yeah. Now I want you to copy this particular one like this. Hold on. Let me see how the things are going to happen. All right. Okay, so can you just copy the grid? කලින් අපි copy කරගත්තා වගේ මේ column headers, row headers ඕනේ නැහැ. Let me make it easy for you. Yeah, you only need to write it like this. Right, and let me do the declaration. You can copy it, right? So have the specific salespeople, and yeah, from here to here, it is absolute cell reference. Lamai, very sorry, Dula Kotala. It's better we write about the absolute cell reference first, then we'll go to that one, right? I'm very sorry. Right, please have the subheading like absolute cell reference. Hold on, row absolute cell reference, column absolute cell reference. Hold on, row and column. Yeah, it's better we write it like that. So have the first subheading row absolute cell reference. Right, then copy this down. Ravindu, are you asking about the picture? Ravindu, your question is not very much clear. And people, after the paragraph, just write this as an example. Right, so once you got the example, it's better you round these things and say these row headers are not going to change when copied. Right, so you write the highlighted part, then put the example, then you write the equation, then you say these row headers are not going to change when copying. Let me know once it is done. Okay, one is done. How about others? Okay, can we move forward? Is there anyone still writing? Okay, Ravindu, hurry up. Right, Ravindu, are you done? Right. Okay, moving forward. Let me clear the notation. Right. So the next one is the column absolute cell reference. So copy these two. And as the previous way, we are going to copy this particular one as the example. And you are going to say let me know when you are done, people. Okay, one is done. How about others? Okay. Anyone still writing this? Okay, Ramidu, hurry up. Yes, Desandu. It's not a light pen. Desandu, it's a stylus. අපිට ඔය මොනවාද ටැබ්ලට් වලට හම්බෙන්නේ ස්ටයිලස් එක. ඒ වගේ මගේ ටච් ස්ක්‍රීන් එකක් තියෙන ඒකට ස්ටයිලස් එකක් හම්බෙන්නේ. Desandu, it's a HP one. HP, it's a convertible type, X360. Right, Ravidu, are you done? Right. Okay, so moving forward. So, yeah. Let's have this as well. Row and column absolute cell reference. And copy this. And have this as the example. And there are a little bit more for you to write over here. I'll write it for you. So this is the example. So first you have to say, now this is the one which indicates row and column absolute cell reference. And this will indicate only the row absolute cell reference, right? Right, indicated like that. Let me know when you are done, people. Right, one is done. Others, hurry up. Okay, is there anyone still writing this? Okay, can we move forward? All right, so here we go. Right, so now let's come to our this particular picture. And people, I need to have one particular change over here that won't do any harm. I want you to add another one which indicates, now I have given column absolute cell reference, row absolute cell reference. Let's add column and row both. So let's say we'll have it like this, $A, $1 to this formula. So it's going to, it's not going to change when we copy it to any place, right? I think you can understand that මේ දෙන්නටම dollar තියෙන නිසා මේ තියෙන කොටස කොතනට copy කරත් change වෙන්නේ නැහැ. So it's going to represent $A, $1 in all the places. Right? So write it like that, $A, $1 in all the places. Here, I think this is what you are asking for. මේ කවුද රවිදු? ඇහුවේ මේක මං හිතන්නේ නේද? ඉන්න පුතේ එතන මගේ අතින් වැරද්දක් වෙලා තියෙනවා. Let me undo that. Hold on. Yeah, you don't need this part. right here you are going to add $A, $1, $A, $1 plus $A, $1. So this example will show you all the absolute references, right? Yes, yes, you may draw this now. Right, so indicate that this particular formula is the one which is copied to everywhere. And it's better you write about these three things as well. So this indicates the row absolute cell reference, and this indicates the column absolute cell reference, and as well as this indicates column and row. Cell reference. Okay. People, how about the situation? All right, 3 are done. How about others? Okay, Tesando. Denuka, yes, that is a good suggestion. In 223, yes, I was about to say that. Right. Yeah, so like, let me see what should be done. Yeah. So yeah, try it at home, people. You can try the activity so you can practice how the things are going to happen. On the page number 223, this activity, right? You don't need to write the difference between absolute and relative addresses, which we have done already, right? Just try the activity on page number 223 at home, right? So people who are done with this, you can leave the session. So I'm not going to continue from this point onwards today, right? So we are going to meet next week, and hopefully we will be able to finish up the things, because we only have to cover up the chart creation part regarding this. Then we are going to do some questions. So next week, exam is not going to be there, but week after, get ready. It's going to be definitely there, right? So get ready, people, right? Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Have a very nice weekend and be safe, right? So I'll be here until you all are leaving, right? So once you are done, you can leave. Thank you very much, everyone. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.